Alright, good morning all. Welcome back to the channel. I'm pretty sure this is going to be episode 33, the big reassembly part 2. So I've actually gone back a bit since last film, just because I wasn't happy about a few things and been second guessing and double checking and things like that. Main thing was the bank of injectors on this side. I couldn't get them where I needed them, so I ordered another bracket, got a fresh one here, and I'm going to make a similar but more deliberate one to this, and it's going to mount off of this stud down here. So that should then put it up around about here, and then that should be nice and central for these two long reach ports, because like I said before, all the hose lengths rely on that, which is a bit awkward. Reason being is it's where to drill and tap and do it properly. Like, it would be best to do it in there, but when we looked at it before, that stanchion's in the way, and it's just, that was the best way to do it, and that's what we're going to work with. Also opted for some 5mm hose, just because the packaging, I think that will make it a bit easier. And I've also got some spring clips to do the ports, because these have a lot narrower profile, and with such a short stub on the nozzles, I think that would be the best bet. So I would like to get it up and running today. That might be a bit optimistic. I'm going to see what we can do. I might not film as much, just so that I can get it up and running. Also got a couple of replacement backlines, things like that. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Right, new brackets in approximately where I want it. I'm now going to kind of roughly rebuild stuff, get the throttle body on and the pre-throttle body and the blow off valve and stuff, and then I'll start playing around with injector placement, just so that I know that I'm going to be clear of everything. But brackets come out well. Didn't have the same size heat shrink as that, unfortunately. That must have been the last bit, but I have taped up the bits around it just in case of any sharp edges. So yeah, came out alright. Right, that couldn't have been better really. Plenty of room to play with. I think what I'll do, just to foresee this standoff getting in the way, I'm just going to lop it off, because I needed to do that on that side. Then I'm going to get that bank of injectors mounted on the bracket so that they're as central as possible between everything. Right, now that I'm happy with the new bracket and where it's going to be, I'm going to re-torque down the lower intake, including these two, get the fuel rail on, and then get the plenum on and work my way back up. Right, everything's tight so far. Now I've got to work out my injector hose length, and then I can get them all cut to length, get them all on. Must remember to do the balance hose, which will go round. I'll connect it on here, loop it round, and work out the best way through for that. Might be that it comes under. Right, quite a milestone there. Got all the injector hoses in. I flipped my mind again and went back to the 6mm hose, just because these are 6mm ports, and although I wanted it tight, it was just going to be too much of a mission to squeeze the 5mm on. Managed to get it down to 21 centimeters, so it's about 5 centimeters shorter than I had it when this was mounted with the U-shaped bracket. So yeah, all coming together. Gonna get the other side on now, and then we're almost ready for the plenum. Happy days, look at that. Both rails now mounted and plumbed. Bit of a rat's nest here, but that's only just to make them use all of the hose, so every hose is exactly the same length, but I've managed to keep it all flowing nicely, so yeah, worth the faff, I think. So next thing to do is to do the balance pipe, which links this rail to this rail, and that's got to go right around the back, then we're going to be good for the plenum. Okay, so I've put in the balance pipe that links around the back. There's plenty of room there, that's good. put a bit of heat wrap on it, more for friction than heat, I guess. Just on, it will be amongst that bracket at the back. I have put a pointless pipe on the front. I don't actually need this long term, but I just thought it'd be good to keep the whole circuit all sealed up. Like I said before, I'm planning to get it all up and running again on petrol with the new injectors, get it tuned, and then I'm going to come back and finish the gas. But I needed to get this much done before I put on the plenum. That's accessible, I think, from the plenum, and that is as well, so I shouldn't need to take the whole top off again. If I do, I do, but I shouldn't need to. So going to take off this masking tape, get the gaskets out, and get that stacked. So last time I fitted the plenum spacer, I only did it with one gasket. I've got two this time, so it should all work a bit better. I've also got new hardware to go down out to Western Nut and Bolt in Taunton. I'll show you what I got in a minute, and it was only like £2 and 2 pence, absolute bargain. So yeah, exciting times. Let's get the plenum on. Okay, I've got all the bolts for the plenum finger tight. Just going to go around and torque them. I didn't show you the order for the bottom one. With the bottom one, you go from the outside in. This, you do the inside out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It says to do 11.5 on your first run and then 25.1 on your second one. I'm probably going to leave it at 27.5, just because that's how I did the lower one. I like to go just a little bit over. Alright, doing relatively well. Had a few hiccups, broke the 3-port Mac valve, so I'm just going to be running direct with no solenoid straight to the gate. A few other hoses have split, so I've had to do sketchy adaptations just to get us going, but other than that, all seems to be good. Just about to get the other part of the intake back on, then airbox, then laptop, then hopefully start it. Alright, we're there. Who'd have thunk it? All assembled. Just going to get the funnel on there so that we can bleed that once it's up and running. Laptop's been charging all day. Just going to have 5 minutes to think and then come back and hopefully get it started. Okay, so I'm ready to start. I'm going to turn the key a few times to hopefully get the pump to prime itself. I'm also going to have a look in the sound data scan just to see whether I can do that, because you can activate some outputs, so hopefully I can do that. That way I know that it will start. Then I'll plug into the EMU black, change the settings to the injectors, and fingers crossed, all good to go. Dated everything. At the moment I've got no fuel pressure. Let's just save what I've done. So, I may as well show you actually. In general, I've changed injector size 630. Saved. In Injector Wizard, I've now put in the model number of the injectors that we're using. Now that we know the exact ones, I've also use Injector Calibration during engine start as well. So just going to turn it on and off a few times. Unfortunately, Nissan Data Scan, it doesn't seem to work priming the pump, even though it suggests it does. So just going to turn it off and on again a few times to try and get a bit more fuel pressure before I try cranking. But if not, I'll crank it for a bit. If that doesn't work, then I'll hook up a battery and prime the pump. Okay, moment of truth. Turned it off and on again a few times. That seems to have bled it. I've now got fuel pressure, so I'm going to give it a crank. During that time, the lambda sensor's warmed up as well, so I should know how far off I am with my after start enrichments and cranking enrichments, because that's all done on milliseconds rather than VE percentage like the fuel table. The fuel table in theory will adjust. It will need tuning again, but it shouldn't be all that far out, but these might be a little bit much, so we'll see. Wish me luck. Let's go. Right, I'm going to inspect a few things and come back. Bear with me. Right, we are running. I missed the map pipe at the beginning and had quite a few problems. All seems to be good though. About to go for a bit of a drive. So yeah, thanks for watching. I think that's the end of this video. So we're all fully assembled now. Next weekend I'm going to be fitting the fuel pump, so I'll do another episode on that. But other than that, I'm going to say peace out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop us a comment, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.